The truth occurs.
Hi everyone. Well, I haven't been vlogging for the last couple weeks and I just wanted to say hi. I haven't forgotten about you. It's not that I don't care anymore. I'm not done. I just been going through a lot of stuff. Some of you know that my son had some problems like for the last months. I did a few vlogs on it. Something happened to him, you know, he got sick and he just totally changed after that. He had a lot of very strange behavior and we were really worried about him and we didn't know how to handle it. After a couple of months, a doctor realized that he had strep infection and that these behaviors were consistent with a condition called PANDAS. And so he gave him antibiotics and then the behaviors started to improve right away. I don't want to tell you the whole story again. I have a couple other videos about it, but let's just say he was on and off antibiotics all summer, and in the beginning every time he was on he would get better and every time he was off he'd get worse, and then he was on it for like 24 days at a time, and all the stuff that seemed to be PANDAS related sort of disappeared. By the time we got him to a neurologist, which was just a little while ago, all those PANDAS type behaviors like tics and OCD and obsessiveness and deterioration in math and verbal skills and behavioral regression, etc., etc., all that stuff was gone. So the neurologist couldn't diagnose PANDAS because, well, he doesn't have PANDAS now. He's out of the flare, you could say. And all that was left was some oppositional behavior, and we're using a behavioral modification strategy for that, which is called a token economy system. They didn't see any tics or OCD, and the strep levels were normal, and they couldn't diagnose him with PANDAS. I mean, that's what his family doctor said he thinks it is, but by the time I got into neurology, they said, well, we don't see evidence of that, so take him off antibiotics, and we learned some behavioral modification techniques, and that seemed to take care of the rest of it. And so right now, he's doing really well. He's healthy, he's smart again, he's interested and things. Like, we're using this behavioral modification to get him more interested in participating in life, because he's always been kind of in his own little world. He's interested in certain things, but he never seemed to really want to just participate with what people are doing. It was hard to get him to do things. And I don't know, he's just kind of different, but I mean, different doesn't have to be bad. But we just really didn't know what was the trick with him, you know. And it seems like we found a trick, and it's called a token economy. So it's like they have to work. You know, if you have a kid and you're using this, your kid has to work for everything. So everything is a privilege, such as, you know, a video game or like a special treat or an outing or whatever. But it's not like if you don't do this, you don't go. It's like we use minutes, and he earns minutes by helping. And helping could be anything from like helping to walk the dog to helping me with, you know, the laundry or making kombucha. Things that are not like, you know, pain in the butt chores, but just normal daily activities. Just by getting him to participate in them, we're considering that he's helping, and so every time he helps, he gets minutes, and every time he just refuses to comply or argues with us or pitches fit, we take minutes off. However, obviously, you know, I know sometimes he has a really hard time controlling himself. He seems to have sensory issues and some other stuff. So if he's having a hard time, but I see him trying to get a grip on it, I'm not going to penalize him for that or anything. But if he's like actively just refusing to, you know, leave the house when it's time to go or something, I say, okay, the timer's going on, and when I lose time, you lose time. And he seems to really respond to that. It's a great system because it's totally fair. It's not punitive at all, and there's a lot of, it's very encouraging for him, because just by participating in things, he sees that it's like he's, you know, he's getting something out of it. And if at first he doesn't want to just participate, well, just getting time on media is a motivator for him. So in any case, we found that this is working really well. However, he's well now. I have a feeling this wouldn't have worked very well before, because it was like he was totally irrational and he was really not feeling good. So anyhow, by now, you know, he's healthy, and we're using different parenting strategies that are working really well. So everything's going great. I mean, he is like amazing, and we're enjoying him so much. Only problem is I'm really PTSD'd. I mean, I'm going through something like this. It's just so mind warping. It's like it's over now, but I'm so scared that he's going to get sick again and it's going to come back, because he's off antibiotics now, and you know, I don't know what's going to happen if he gets re-exposed to strep, and I'm concerned because they didn't see the PANDAS, so they couldn't diagnose it at the hospital. So he's off antibiotics, and usually if your kid has PANDAS, you keep them on antibiotics prophylactically. We can't do that. So I'm taking him to a naturopath, a homeopath. We're going to try to keep the strep at bay that way. And in a way, the whole thing just seems like a bad nightmare that I went through, that I even sometimes think, like, what, am I crazy? Like, did I imagine this? You know, was it me? Was I doing something wrong? Did I just not parent him right? But, you know, then again, his doctor also saw him, and we also saw that as soon as he was on antibiotics, he got better. And I don't see how he could have been, you know, faking tics and his inability to think straight, just to be oppositional because I'm a bad mom or something. But it's really it's a real mind bender. I mean, it's hard, you know. You doubt yourself. You think, like, what did I do? Did I miss something? Did I do something wrong? But, you know, bottom line is, like, we've gotten him all the help we can, and we're doing everything we can with the parenting strategies to, you know, help him as well. And right now everything's really good. Like, when something like this happens, it's like while it's happening, you just hold it together, and you just have to be really strong. And you don't cry, and you don't feel anything, or you don't let yourself feel too much, because you have to stay strong. You have to hold it together. And then when it's over, that's when you cry. That's when you're like, it's like all the stress of it just hits you, and you're just like, it's really weird. It was like after it was over, then I felt like a nervous wreck. And now I'm trying to, like, get myself back, you know, to feeling like I can relax and like it's gone, and putting my faith in God that, you know, however this goes, it's gonna work out. And try not to worry too much about him getting PANDAS again, because if they get it 3 times, it can become chronic. And right now he's back, and I want to keep him that way. I don't want to lose him again. So, you know, well, thanks a lot for your support and for listening to me. And I'll see you next time.